Rockstar loves to make its fans wait. Not the normal kind of waiting where a game gets announced and releases a year later. Rockstar waits until its fans have turned into skeletons bleaching under the desert sun. Since Grand Theft Auto 5 released in 2013, the only completely new Rockstar game has been Red Dead Redemption 2. That is one new game in 13 years. What makes this strange is that Rockstar is now richer, larger, and more technologically capable than it has ever been. The company has more studios, more developers, and one of the most profitable entertainment products ever created. Yet the more successful Rockstar becomes, the fewer games it seems to release. That was not always the case. Rockstar once released Grand Theft Auto games only a year or two apart, while also producing Midnight Club, Max Payne, Manhunt, Bully, and even Rockstar Games Presents Table Tennis. Today, fans are lucky to receive one major game every 7 years. So how did Rockstar go from releasing several games every generation to building one enormous game at a time? Part of it is that games take longer to make, but that does not paint the full picture. Rockstar changed how it develops games, how it makes money, and even how it uses silence. Waiting is no longer just a side effect of Rockstar's process, it has become a part of the business. During the early 2000s, Rockstar operated less like one gigantic studio and more like a collection of different studios sharing the same name. Rockstar North handled Grand Theft Auto, while other teams worked on different projects. Several teams could move forward at the same time without every developer in the company being pulled onto the same release. That structure allowed Rockstar to release games constantly. The gap between Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City was only 1 year. Vice City was followed by San Andreas 2 years later. In just 3 years, Rockstar released 3 new Grand Theft Auto games, each with a different map, atmosphere, soundtrack, and story. 4 years after San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 4 arrived with an entirely new engine and a massive leap in presentation. The games were still ambitious, but their development was more manageable. Vice City could build from the technical foundation of Grand Theft Auto 3, and San Andreas could expand the same basic formula. Rockstar did not have to reinvent every system from the ground up each time. It could reuse technology, animations, design ideas, and development tools while placing them inside a new setting. That does not mean the older games were small or simple. San Andreas was enormous for 2004. It contained 3 cities, an entire countryside, dozens of vehicles, character customization, side activities, and a long story. But it did not require thousands of developers to create. Rockstar could make a major Grand Theft Auto game without turning every studio it owned into one worldwide development team. Grand Theft Auto 4 began to change that expectation. Compared with San Andreas, it felt different than a regular sequel. Rockstar moved to a new console generation, adopted new technology, and rebuilt the series around more advanced physics, animations, artificial intelligence, and environmental detail. Not only that, Rockstar moved the new game into an entirely different universe from the previous 3 installments. This signaled the end of the old way and the start of something new. Liberty City was smaller than San Andreas, but almost everything inside it felt denser and more realistic. A new Rockstar game could no longer feel like a familiar formula in a different city. It had to appear generations ahead of what came before it. Grand Theft Auto 5 pushed that expectation even further. It brought back a massive open world, introduced 3 playable protagonists, increased the number of vehicles and activities, and created a version of Los Santos that players would continue exploring for more than a decade. By this point, Rockstar was no longer judged against normal open world developers. Every release was expected to become a landmark for the entire industry. That reputation became Rockstar's greatest advantage and one of its largest problems. A Call of Duty sequel can make smaller improvements and still fit naturally beside the previous games. Rockstar does not have that luxury. After years of silence, people expect every new Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption to justify the wait. The map must be larger, the world must be deeper, the animations must be more realistic, and the studio must push each generation's hardware to its limits. Red Dead Redemption 2 showed how extreme this approach had become. Rather than being developed mostly by one Rockstar studio, the project pulled together teams from across the company. Rockstar's separate studios increasingly operated as parts of one enormous machine, all contributing to the same game. That attention to detail made Red Dead Redemption 2 feel exceptional, but it also required years of coordinated work from across Rockstar. Since nearly every studio is contributing to one project, there was less room for anything else. Rockstar's games became larger, but its lineup became smaller. This is the point where the long waits stop being only a developmental problem and become a business decision. Even if Rockstar could produce smaller games, those projects would compete for developers with the 2 franchises that generate the most attention and revenue. The safer choice for the company is to place almost everything behind one enormous release. That being said, there's an even bigger reason Rockstar can afford to take so long: GTA Online. Before GTA Online, every Rockstar game had a natural financial lifespan. Grand Theft Auto 4 could sell millions of copies, receive expansions, and remain popular for years. But eventually, most interested players had already purchased it. Sales would go down down, and Rockstar would need another major release to create a new wave of revenue. GTA Online broke that cycle. Grand Theft Auto Online allowed the game to be updated for years without fear of players getting bored. It became a platform that Rockstar could expand indefinitely. Instead of developing a new game every few years, Rockstar could add another heist, business, property, weapon, or expensive vehicle to Los Santos. Every update brought players back into the same world and gave them another reason to earn money, buy shark cards, or purchase the game again on a newer platform. Rockstar even expanded its control over the role-playing community through its purchase of the company behind 5M. Grand Theft Auto 5 is no longer supported only by official missions and updates. It survives through streamers, role-playing servers, mods, challenges, and an enormous online culture built around the same map. When GTA Online continues producing revenue and keeping millions of people interested, Rockstar does not face the same pressure to quickly replace it. The next game can remain in development for years while the previous one continues supporting the company. This creates a strange relationship between GTA Online's success and Rockstar's release schedule. The more successful GTA Online becomes, the less urgently Rockstar needs another Grand Theft Auto. Players often assume that the money from GTA Online should allow Rockstar to release the games faster. In reality, that money gives Rockstar the freedom to wait until its next game is as large as it wants. Rockstar also became very good at stretching the content it already has. A GTA Online update may add several new vehicles, but only a few are available on the first day. The rest are held back and released one at a time over the following weeks. This drip feeding turns one update into months of small announcements. Instead of playing everything over one weekend and leaving, players have a reason to return each Thursday to see what Rockstar has added. Waiting now exists at every level of the experience. Fans wait years for Rockstar to acknowledge a game. They wait months for another trailer. They wait through delays for the release. Then they enter GTA Online and wait several more weeks for content that was already included in the update. That could make players lose interest, but Rockstar has built a marketing strategy around the exact opposite reaction. Most companies constantly advertise upcoming games because they are afraid audiences will forget about them. Rockstar can disappear for months, release one image, and immediately take over the internet. Every announcement feels important because announcements are so rare. The company reveals less than almost any other major developer, but each reveal receives more attention. The 13-year gap between Grand Theft Auto 5 and 6 has created an audience that is desperate to analyze anything Rockstar releases. It is not being treated like a normal sequel. Players expect it to combine the best parts of every previous game. At the same time, Rockstar is expected to build an online mode capable of replacing a platform that has lasted for more than a decade. Every system will be compared with the 13 years of expectations, rumors, and imagined possibilities. That is the danger of Rockstar's strategy. Silence creates excitement, but it also allows fans to invent a perfect game that no real developer can completely deliver. If Grand Theft Auto 6 succeeds, the wait may just feel justified. Rockstar could once again set a new standard for open worlds and influence the direction of the industry, but that success could also make the release problem worse. If the next version of GTA Online becomes as profitable and as long-lasting as the current one, Rockstar will have even less of a reason to move on. The gap between GTA 5 and 6 may not be an exception. If GTA 5 could survive for nearly 13 years before its sequel, Grand Theft Auto 6 could remain Rockstar's main game for even longer. The wait for Grand Theft Auto 6 may finally be approaching its end, but Rockstar's cycle is not. Once the game arrives, players will explore it, analyze it, and probably play its online mode for years. Then, eventually, everyone will ask the same question again. How long will Rockstar make us wait?